Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out today's broadcast. My name is Jonathan, and today is day 424 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. If this is your first time checking out my broadcast, a little bit about me and the challenge. I'm 39 years old, I'm married, and we have 4 children. I have been overweight my whole life, as long as I can remember. I've been overweight, and in 2020, I had gotten to a point where I was heavier than I had ever been before. I had gotten over 500 pounds and I knew I needed to do something about it. So I created this challenge. And really, the two main goals of the challenge were that I knew I needed to stick with whatever diet or plan or focus for my weight loss for longer than I ever have before. A lot of times in the past, I would set kind of a goal to lose as much weight before a vacation or a wedding, or I would um have great success for, maybe 6, 7, maybe as long as 9 months, but never actually able to maintain or to continue on with my weight loss. So this time I decided to challenge myself to sticking with this for 3 years. I figured that if I do it for 3 years, it gives me a chance to lose the weight, also to find, kind of a way to maintain that weight loss or kind of to be healthy. The other big part of the challenge is that I do have a lot of weight to lose. And in the past, I've set goals to lose 100 pounds or to get under 300. And I would hit those goals a lot of times, but I never, you know, I'd I would never really be at a weight that would be really considered healthy. And so that's why I challenged myself to lose 300 pounds. I kind of, at 6 foot tall, 300 pounds would put me just under 220 pounds. That would be the lightest I've been since I was a teenager. So, um, if anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share or any scale victories, it is weigh-in Wednesday. I'm about to hop on the scale here. If anybody wants to share how they did on the scale this week, I would love to hear that. It was a holiday weekend, so I know how difficult that can be. Um, I am going to go ahead and hop up on the scale so we can see how we did this weekend. Let me find the right one of these. Oh, 332 pounds. That is a 2.4 pound weight loss over Christmas here. Anthony saying congrats. Thanks, Anthony. I'm really happy that I was able to post a loss this week. Like I said, I know how difficult the holidays can be, and I know that I had to work at it to lose weight this week. It didn't just happen either. I didn't have to go to the gym and, kick my butt that way. I did go on a hike with the family on the 24th, but um, I did it through the diet. I paid attention to what I was eating. I stayed away from the salt, oil, and sugar items that I've kind of let into my diet that have been causing a lot of this still, uh, it was funny, you call it a plateau. A lot of times when you're maintaining a weight loss, it's a plateau. But I was thinking that this is more like the Great Plains than a plateau for as long as it's taking. But I know Anthony, you said you had some difficulty there getting through this same area or the same weight, and you know, I was thinking about that too on the way in, and just kind of how I'm still kind of eating large portions and I don't mind it, but uh obviously you don't mind eating large portions, but I know that my portions are going to start getting smaller or I'm going to need to start getting them smaller. When I think of having toast as a snack, I don't need to necessarily make 4 pieces of toast. But right now I'm happy to have had a 2 pound loss for the week. Uh and that's really, and I don't have the million calorie challenge thing up here now. I've been watching some of my old videos, and uh I do recommend that if you guys are starting off, maybe go back and check out some of my older videos and see kind of what I was going through or what I was talking about when I first started this. But um the million calorie challenge was just my way of kind of keeping track of kind of the excess fat that I had to lose. And so I'm down 187.8 pounds total. I'm getting back to that 200-pound mark. I'm got a couple weeks before I do that interview with that lady, and I would really like to be back down. It's going to be difficult to get that, at 2 pounds a week. I might not be back to the 200 pounds lost, but I'll be close. Um, but 187.8 pounds, that in total calories lost, if I multiply that by 3,500, that's 657,000 calories. Which means I'm, also on 65% of the way. Hello, Carrie. Thanks for checking in here. I had a 2 pound or 2.4 pound loss this week. So everything is awesome. Me skipping all of those holiday snacks was worth it. But, um, the just thinking about this past week and how I lost 2 pounds, and to have lost 2 pounds, that means I would have had to have had about a 7,000 calorie deficit throughout the week. If each pound is 3,500 calories, which means daily I ate at about 1,000 calorie deficit. And uh, it wasn't that difficult to eat at 1,000 calorie deficit. And the meals I skipped, like the oatmeal that I would have had this morning, I don't know that it would have been. Carrie says she's not stepping on the scale for a week. She didn't skip any holiday snacks. Yes. The but being I lost the 7,000 calories, 7 days, 1,000 calorie deficit per day. But I really felt like I ate quite a bit of food, especially last night. I don't have my phone queued up to show the photo from the salad we had last night, but I had a massive salad last night. It was probably as much uh salad as I've had in a long time. Carrie says she did stay vegan though. Yes. The except for that, the bone char that they use to bleach sugar, right? Anyways, uh just that it wasn't, like I'm just so happy with how this diet works for me. Just that, I may have had to have skipped some things, or I may have had to skip having candy here, or having the cheese, or something like that. But um in hindsight, to look back at the week and to be like, I lost 2 pounds, that it was just uh all of it was kind of worth it, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that, didn't lose weight, they maintained weight, or they gained weight over this past week. Carrie said that salad yesterday, some would say, was a family size salad. Yes. And it would have, yeah, I think that it would have been something that, yeah, it probably would have fed our whole family prior to this. Our kids didn't really have any of the salad last night, but even like when we would go to family functions, the amount of salad that me and Carrie split is sometimes the amount of salad that you would bring to a Thanksgiving dinner, in the past. So it's crazy. Um, the uh but yeah, like I said, just having that 1,000 calorie a day deficit and to, and really if I would have wanted to, I mean, that means that there was 7,000 calories worth of food that I could have eaten and I still would have either maintained or stayed this same weight, which is really crazy too. Carrie said last night most of the kids had salad. She had all the ingredients out in separate bowls so they could create their own. And then when I came in and made my own, I just took all of the extra ingredients and threw them on my salad because I kind of just thought Carrie chopped enough vegetables for both of us, and so I just took what was left and threw it in there, and it ended up being a lot of carrots. I had a lot of carrots. So is it beta carotene that you get out of that? I got a lot of that last night. Um, but the this I'm so happy with how this past week went. There's so many things that I did to kind of make this happen or things I put in place, like taking the scale home with me or, you know, getting on the scale. There's a lot of times where I wouldn't have got on the scale or, uh, like I would have assumed, and then I did do great. I could have had oatmeal yesterday for breakfast and this morning for breakfast and still probably would have posted a loss of weight. Like they don't eat 1,000 calories worth of oatmeal in both of those bowls, but the having the scale there and kind of putting me in check or making me kind of realize that I wasn't doing as great as I thought I was doing, um, helped kind of create, me having the loss, which has been uh really my goal is to lose weight. Obviously that's been the whole reason I started this challenge. Um and yeah, it's just been frustrating that I have not been continuing with it, but all right, that I've been at this stalemate or this plateau for so long. uh I'm trying to think of, I didn't end up having a whole lot of prep here together that I don't know. I guess the things I was going to talk about, I kind of blew through here and talked about quicker than I expected to talk about them. Um, Yesterday for dinner we had that salad. I did have a lot more than just the salad for dinner. Like I was worried about losing weight, but I had been on the scale yesterday and I knew that I was gonna most likely have a weight loss. So that wasn't really a concern. I wasn't um uh limiting the amount of food I had yesterday in the evening. But I do like this kind of fasting couple mornings here, like this yesterday and this morning. I don't feel any more hunger than I I think I feel on a normal day, you know. Um Trying to see what else I have to talk about. Just not a whole lot, guys. I'm just so excited about having the loss. I got this weekend coming up is going to be another tough weekend. The big thing for me is how much that these things sort of screw up my regular daily routine. We have with the holiday being on Saturday, or I guess how does it work this year? Is it New Year's? Tomorrow's the 30th. So Friday is New Year's Eve, Saturday is the holiday. Um so yeah, anyways, I'm at home more than I usually am at home and I know that that's going to be more difficult, but we don't have the same plans to go out and be social like we did with Christmas. So that's going to be nice. And it's crazy to think that a year ago we actually went on kind of a spur of the moment vacation, um, that was kind of a crazy awesome experience. Let's see. Carrie says that she is making a special SOS free chestnut loaf for New Year's. That sounds really good. I wonder if she got that off out of a book or where, but we're gonna have that on New Year's, so we're gonna check that out. Another thing I was thinking about, just in the comparison from a year ago to now, because uh a year ago I had lost 90 pounds, or yeah, 90 pounds at that point, well, probably 100 pounds at this point. And now I'm another 80 pounds lighter. And just thinking about some of the little things that are easier, I was amazed at how much easier dealing with the snow and shoveling and plowing at my house were last year. And then yesterday we had snow come in that was enough that I had to plow. And it was even easier yesterday than it was a year ago. And it's crazy to think of how much easier it is going to be once I lose this next 100 pounds. And Carrie says that that special free chestnut loaf is a well your world recipe. That's awesome. And yeah, we've tried out a few recipes from that. If you guys haven't heard of Well Your World, I'd recommend checking them out. I guess it's Dylan and Reeves are the couple that run the Well Your World. When we first started this, we had ordered some of their SOS free sauces to see if we liked them or if there was anything that we liked with them. There were some things that we did like, but they're out in California and it's quite a shipping process to order things. And the other thing that we kind of have found a lot with eating this SOS free diet is that it's a lot easier to uh, just make the food yourself. Uh, I mean, that's kind of the one of the big things that you have to decide you're gonna do if you're gonna lose weight and you're gonna do a whole food plant-based diet is you're gonna have to start cooking for yourself. That's something that I know. uh for me, I was always a big fan of just getting food out and having somebody, uh, the restaurant do the cooking and the cleaning and everything like that. So, when you eat this way, um, it's it's tougher to eat out because they're gonna put things like salt, oil, and sugar in the foods, or you're gonna go to a restaurant. I know Carrie, I haven't had a chance to talk to her a lot about her experience today at a restaurant, but she took our 4 kids to a restaurant that I am sure has 0 consideration on their menu for whether or not people eat vegan or not. And it's difficult to uh eat this way and lose weight while other people are cooking your food. But that is also one of the biggest reasons why you, you know, for me at least, that I was overweight, that I got overweight was because I was letting other people cook the food. And when other people cook the food, they want you to enjoy it. And the best way to make you to enjoy it is to load it with sugar, load it with salt, and and oil and fat, and that's gonna be Carrie says the kids were successful vegetarians at the restaurant. Yes, that's fine. That's um but I was watching a video today too that was just talking about like when when we give all these other people control over the preparing of our food and what it's made out of, like we can't expect to have great results. Like if you want to have great results, you need to be the one that is uh in control of the ingredients that go into the food, you know. And Carrie says she found a vegan dish, but it was slim pickings. The Yeah, and Carrie talks about it, and I don't know that just how much like I talk about having, you know, the calorie deficit or the million calorie challenge. You know, I have a million extra calories on my body that I'm trying to get through, and I'm through 600 and what did I say, 670,000 of them, 650,000. So, um, the so much of my life, I guess, it was a calorie is a calorie, whether that calorie came from a candy bar or came from a sub sandwich or came from a pizza. It was all just calories, you know, and the quality of the calorie didn't make a difference, you know, or even the content of the food, you know, like I would so many times I would be drinking Diet Pepsi and somebody would say, you know, you need to drink, you know, stop drinking that. And I'd be like, oh, there's no calories in it. It can't be that bad for you. But all of the chemicals that were in there, um, I guess I never even considered gut health or gut biome health, and I still really don't know much about that. There is a book I'm thinking about checking out that does talk about that a little bit. But anyways, uh, it's just not something that I really um would have thought would make a difference. But it's, you know, and the other been crazy experience doing this diet and just all of the um things that go with it, and just I mean and really the how good you feel, you know, like that is really the most incredible part about it is just the I went through this whole weekend, and I in order to like to stay on diet is easy because there's very little options out there once you decide to stick to the salt, oil, sugar free part of the diet. And and just I don't know, been trying to find this diet for so many years. Just, you know, the number of times I thought, you know, if I could figure out, you know, just how to eat somebody that weighs that much. And for me, eating 1,000 calorie deficit, you know, that is actually probably eating closer to what somebody that weighs 220 pounds, uh, you know, and it hasn't been difficult. It really hasn't. I know it's tough to believe, but um, once you know you get into it, it's a lot easier than you thought it was, than I thought it was. Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling here to fill in time. I It's gonna be spotty actually the rest of this week. I didn't think about it. I will not be on tomorrow. We have some kind of family things going on tomorrow, so I definitely will not be live tomorrow. I have to decide whether or not I'm gonna go live Friday or not. I'd hate to not go live until Monday again. Um, so I got to figure that out. But anyways, thanks you guys for all of the support. I'm so happy to have lost 2 pounds this week. It was a great holiday Christmas. I really don't feel like I missed out on anything. I I experienced all of the holiday cheer things that we would normally experience. I just didn't have some of the sweets or, you know, some of the things that maybe would have been uh but I feel great about it. Like there's a whole like, fuck, I did it, like I did it last year too, I don't know why, but like, uh, I got through the weekend and yeah, there's a little bit of pride being able to, so, I'm gonna do the same thing this weekend. We got a lot going on, but I'm gonna get it figured out. I want to thank you guys for checking out the broadcast. I hope everything is going great in your world. If I don't get on before the new year, I wish everybody a very happy new year, and I will definitely be back. Uh, and all of you guys that have been waiting for your New Year's resolutions, better be ready. It's starting. Everybody that's sitting there going, I'm starting on the first, it's coming around the corner. You got 2 days. So I want to hear from you guys and how you're doing. That's been a big part of this for me has been the accountability. Find a way to get some accountability in your life. Tell a spouse or something. Anyways, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon so you'll get alerted when I go live, which is usually around 4 p.m. on weekdays. Down in the description below, there is a link to our Discord. That is a great place for you guys to kind of introduce yourselves. Let me know what you're doing. And I'd love to hear about some of the challenges that you guys are putting in front of yourselves. Also, down in the description, there's a link to our Pinterest board or Carrie's Pinterest board that has a lot of the meals that we have been enjoying. Some of my favorites are the chickpea tikka masala and the miso. I don't know if she has the mega veggie chili recipe down there, but that's a pretty easy one. That's also a big fan of that one as well. I'm gonna get out of here tonight for the night, guys. I may see you Friday. If not, it'll be next week. You guys all have a great evening. If you haven't started your diets yet, get started right now. Don't wait the 2 days. If you start right now on New Year's, you can be like, I'm 2 days in. I've already lost 4 pounds. I'm kicking butt. But if you decide to wait, you can. But nobody ever gets to the end and says, I'm so glad I waited. Everybody gets to their goal and says, I wish I would have started. So get started now. Don't wait, guys. You guys all have a great evening. Talk to you later.